That's the question I'm going to raise right away. After Hemant Soren, will Arvind Kejriwal be the next to fall? Is the opposition playing victim card by claiming it's being targeted by the ED? Is the opposition getting any sympathy ahead of 2024? Should opposition leaders face the law? Are central agencies being misused to spread fear in the opposition ranks? Joining me now is Satyendra Singh, former Deputy Director of Enforcement. Salman Sohs is spokesperson Congress. Shehzad Poonawalla is National Spokesperson BJP. And Jasmin Shah is National Spokesperson AAP. I want to come to you, Jasmin Shah, first, because I recall that when Arvind Kejriwal was in the opposition or was leading India against corruption, he would question every neta who was allegedly corrupt and say, why aren't you appearing before the CBI? Why are you escaping ED summons? Sab neta chor hai. Today the same Arvind Kejriwal is avoiding ED summons and saying the Enforcement Directorate is targeting him. Explain the difference.
You know, it is very easy to play an earlier statement when there was some semblance of justice in our investigative agencies, Rajdeep. Today, and I point out ED especially, because if you look at the track record of ED, in the last 9-10 years of Modi government, 95% of the cases that it has pursued in terms of politicians has been only against the opposition parties, number one. Number two, whenever that opposition party leader joins BJP, and we have now umpteen examples, suddenly the cases go cold. You know, be it Chhagan Bhujbal, whose file suddenly goes missing when the bail hearing comes up in the Bombay High Court. ED says, you know, it's comical almost today that ED is saying that हमारी file गुम हो गई इसलिए इनको bail दे दीजिए. You hear about Bhavna Gavli, 4 summons, 5 summons by ED. The moment she aligns with BJP, they stop summoning her. They stop asking any questions. We have the case of Suvendu Adhikari, who's caught on camera accepting cash. What bigger hard proof can you have? ED doesn't even charge him, doesn't even call him. But on the other side, this fake liquor case, which has been going on for 2 years, Rajdeep, you know, not a single evidence so far. Not a single rupee of recovery, not a single hard evidence. And only that they have today is to say that Arvind Kejriwal is the main culprit.
No,
and
so why not go and accept the summons? No, but why not go and say all this?
Arvind Kejriwal.
No, why avoid the ED summons? What is the fear of the ED? Go before the ED and say exactly what you're saying on the show tonight.
There is no, Rajdeep, there is no fear that we have of any agency because we are on the side of truth. But at the same time, ED is not above law. ED is not above constitution. Every citizen of India who is served a summons has the right to ask, why are you summoning me? In what capacity, on what matter are you summoning me? When the CBI summoned Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in August last year, Rajdeep, you are aware that he appeared before the law. He appeared for 9 hours of questioning. But when the Lok Sabha elections are coming, and ED is, you know, we have taken legal opinion. This is a blatantly illegal summons. And it's not that we have not replied to ED. We have given long responses to ED, making all our arguments and asking 3-4 questions to the ED as to in what capacity you're asking Arvind Kejriwal to appear. Is he because of the Chief Minister of Delhi or is he the convener of Aam Aadmi Party? Why is ED escaping from giving even a single answer? This shows that their entire intention is here not to question Arvind Kejriwal, but to call him and arrest him by giving any frivolous excuse. And that is the bluff that we want to call out today.
Right. Okay. You're claiming that it's an illegal summon in the first instance. Shehzad Poonawalla, you want to respond to what you're just hearing from the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. And, you know, one can give many cases where it seems almost as if the moment you switch sides, the ED summons don't come to your doorstep. As long as you challenge the BJP, the ED will go after you.
And files go missing.
Okay.
Files go missing.
Let him respond now.
Thank you, Rajdeep. Since the panel is also pitted 2 versus 1 on terms of political scale, so I hope you will not interrupt me. At least let me make my opening statement. Rajdeep, I want to agree with my friend Jasmin. Let's not go into old statements of Kejriwal, how he wanted Sonia Gandhi arrested. Let me give you an evidence of a statement made recently. Please listen.
ये शराब का मामला है, ये शिक्षा का मामला नहीं है. शराब की बात हो रही है, शिक्षा पर छुपने का काम मत कीजिए.
This
ये
is
गलत है, ये
Supriya
सब
Shine from the Congress party. So I am only wondering if this was all vendetta and this has been done just a few months ago, then why is it that Congress, the ally of the Aam Aadmi party, has come out and said that don't hide Mr. Kejriwal. This is not vendetta politics. This is actually your doing. Apart from that, only to refresh Jasmin's memory, I consider him a very erudite speaker. Just when the Chhattisgarh elections were on, and this is also there in the India Today report, the Aam Aadmi party officially held a press conference and said that the ED should arrest CM Bhupesh Baghel. Here is the report. I would request you to Google it or ask your research team to send it to you. So if the ED is so bad, let's assume Rajdeep, then why were they asking for the ED to be unleashed on Mr. Bhupesh Baghel just about 2 months ago? तो मतलब मेरे पे हो तो गुनेगार और दूसरे पर हो तो चमत्कार. Secondly, please tell me where is the case of ED or CBI or anything. Lalu is convicted 4 times. Mr. Pawan Modi from DMK has been convicted. Nobody else right now is convicted. Even when they say Chhagan Bhujbal, and I knew they would come to Chhagan Bhujbal only. Rajdeep, here is a report. Is there on India Today also? ACB in 2013 gave a report giving a clean chit to Chhagan Bhujbal. Who was the Chief Minister in 2013? Rajdeep, it was yours and my good friend Prithviraj Chavanji. So please, Mr. Jasmin Shah should tell us that what was the clean chit given for. But let me give you another example from India Today about how we act.
1 minute, Mr. Poonawalla. I must stop you for a moment because just a minute, sir. Because on Chhagan Bhujbal, I know the case rather well.
As expected.
The fact is, no, 1 minute, sir. A few months ago, when Chhagan Bhujbal called for a renewal of his passport, the ED had earlier opposed it, but the moment he switched sides, they decided to not to oppose the matter. But go ahead now.
Thank you, Rajdeep. Let me give you another example, and this is by a reporter, Vandana, who reports in Maharashtra and Mumbai particularly. Pratap Sarnaik, because you said that when people switch sides, we give them clean chit. Pratap Sarnaik was in the Uddhav Sena. EOW gave him a clean chit. When the government changed and Eknath Shindeji came to power and Devendra Fadnavis came to power, in December 2022, when the case came to the High Court, the ED stood up and said nothing doing, no closure in Top's case, the case will continue. Let me give you a second example. Mukul Roy. Mukul Roy joined our party as BJP Vice President. Even then he was grilled. Today he's in TMC. Just now the TMC spokesperson was with you. Now give me just 20 seconds to make my opening initial remarks because I've only answered their questions. I am saying if the summons were illegal, why does Hemant Soren hide, Shah Jahan attack them, and Kejriwal go into this chupa hua mode? They should go to courts and get it quashed. By the way, the Supreme Court has not given bail to Manish Sisodia for months now. Sanjay Singh is in jail. He went to High Court alleging vendetta, not got relief. Vijay Nair, you would be knowing Vijay Nair, 1 year he's in jail. And these are not just in ED cases, also in CBI cases. In ED case, 14 parties went to the Supreme Court, got no relief. And again, I come back to my main question, Rajdeep. JMM, 3 MPs were convicted much before Amit Shah Modi came into the scene. Lalu got convicted first time in 2013, much before Modi and Amit Shah were on the scene. Today, please tell me, Rajdeep, ये convicted लोगों के बारे में क्या राय है Jasmin Shah की? What does he think about Pawan Modi? बाकी सब छोड़ दीजिए. Corrupt है कि नहीं है? इतना बोल दो Jasmin Shah.
Okay, let Jasmin, before I come to Salman, respond, since the primary attack at the moment seems to be on Arvind Kejriwal and Aap. Jasmin Shah, you want to respond? You could go to court and quash the summons, say they are illegal. You could take your chances with the court and hope that the court rules in your favor. Why not do that instead of hitting the streets, instead of claiming vendetta?
Rajdeep, first let me correct you. We did not hit the streets today because Mr. Kejriwal served a summons. And I think your viewers ought to know why was Arvind Kejriwal and why was Mr. Bhagwant Mann on the streets today. They were on the streets because BJP hijacked the Chandigarh mayoral election. You would imagine corrected. The largest party in the world would not bother about fixing an election at the ground level. They managed to overwrite votes that were polled by Aam Aadmi Party and councillors from Congress. You would have never seen some scenes like this under CCTV camera. For the first time in Indian history, BJP caught doing cheating and marking votes that belong to AAP and Congress as invalid. And that shows the respect that they have for democracy. If you're not going to respect the voting process, how can we trust you that you will make sure that the investigative agencies like ED and CBI are not doing your bidding?
Why not trust the courts? Are we saying we have no faith left in the courts? I mean, you could openly say that. You could say that. Are you saying you have no faith in the courts?
No. You would very much like me to say that, but that is absolutely not the case. We have complete faith in the judicial system. But the legal strategy is something that we will determine for ourselves. Rajdeep cannot determine, Shehzad cannot determine for ourselves. At the right time, if we have to go to the court, we will go to the court. And typically when you go to the court, they will ask, Acha, you have 3-4 questions in terms of what capacity are you being summoned. You ask the ED. तो हमने पहले वही किया, हमने ईडी से पूछा, you tell me Rajdeep, that if a sitting chief minister, such a high constitutional post, receives a summons, asks 2 or 3 questions of the ED, why does the ED feel that it is beneath itself to respond to a sitting chief minister? It refuses to answer any of the questions, perfectly legal, valid questions asked by Arvind Kejriwal in his capacity as a constitutional citizen of the country, not as a chief minister, not as any separate favor.
Let me be fair to the ED, while the ED is not duty bound to respond in public to questions that perhaps are raised by a chief minister. They've also chosen not to respond.
Not to public. To the chief minister.
They will respond to the courts. They should respond to the courts. In my view, we can dispute that. I will give you another 30 seconds, Shehzad. Keep to the clock.
5 seconds. Yeah. Rajdeep, the goalpost of the question was that do you think Lalu and Pawan Modi are convicted and corrupt? Very conveniently, you have allowed him to change the goalpost to something else about the Chandigarh elections, which is, by the way, sub judice, so he should have faith in Punjab and Haryana High Court. I want you to reiterate the question. Lalu is convicted. 1 second. Please, Rajdeep, do not allow. Rajdeep, this is not the way.
Okay, go ahead.
Rajdeep, I am following the discipline.
You are allowing this interruption. He's asking you a counter question. Do you believe those who have switched over to the BJP
your
are innocent
fairness
or
and your
corrupt?
indulgence.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rajdeep,
Go
1
ahead.
second. No, you will not answer. First, Rajdeep, it is my time. Let me speak. Rajdeep, I answered all the questions you raised to me, including Chhagan Bhujbal, to the best of my ability. I asked one question. Lalu is convicted 4 times, first time in 2013. What is the answer to that? Secondly, as far as democracy under threat, Khera's arrest was called illegal by Congress and said democracy under threat. Rashtrapati Shasan should be applied in Bengal. Adhir Ranjan says it about Mamta. The Congress says that Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is a dictator and he's corrupt and his daughter is corrupt. Who do we believe about democracy being under threat? If their democracy is under threat in Bengal and in Punjab and in Kerala, why are they in alliance with them? Rajdeep, I reiterate my question. I hope you will ask him, is Lalu convicted corrupt? I have the tweet of Mr. Kejriwal 2013. Lalu made crores of rupees in fodder scam. How he has changed. This is called
Salman
political
Sohs,
conversion.
Salman Sohs and Satyendra Singh are listening
patiently. He used to catch finger of Anna Hazare. Now he catches finger of Lalu.
Shehzad, Salman Sohs, I know you are getting impatient. I'm going to come to you, Salman. Relax. We've got a lot of time. But I will, Jasmin Shah, in the interest of fairness, ask you to respond directly to what was asked you by Shehzad. Do you believe Lalu Prasad, who has been convicted, is corrupt or not?
Rajdeep, nobody is saying that each and every politician in the opposition ranks is squeaky clean, nobody is corrupt, and they should not be investigated. The issue that we have with the current BJP approach is that all the heads of the party are being made to be seeming, you put Hemant Soren under bars, you're going after Didi, you're going after Kejriwal, and mind you, the investigation to abhi tak chal raha hai. At the pre-trial stage, you want to put everybody in the jail. For years, they will be in the jail while the investigation is going on. The trial has not even begun. Okay. And that is the problem, and that shows the true intention of BJP.
Okay, you're not directly answering my question.
Moment that all the 20 people that...
No, Mr. Poonawalla, please wait now.
One line. Rajdeep,
No, please wait.
Okay, I'll wait my turn.
Yeah, please wait your turn because Salman, let Salman Sohs respond. Salman Sohs, you're listening. Sure. This is an AAP versus BJP conflict because the fear now is in AAP circles that Mr. Kejriwal could be next. How does the Congress see all of this? Because your ally in Jharkhand has just been arrested. The possibility is that another India Alliance chief minister is under the crosshairs of the law. Your DMK leadership is also now facing questions. Is there a sense of siege within the alliance? And are you going to take this to the public? Do you believe the public will have any sympathy? They are saying, sab neta chor hai. Let whoever has to be arrested be arrested.
Rajiv, thank you for coming to me after such a long time. But, people, this whole idea that sab neta chor hai, I don't agree with this. I think in all parties, there are many good people. They do public service. And so I don't think that it's fair to say that everybody is corrupt. But some people are. And, we will get to that. But just on this specific issue of the siege of the opposition leaders, I come from Kashmir. The entire political leadership of Jammu and Kashmir was arrested, basically house arrested by this government. So this government is capable of doing anything that they want. So I would not be shocked if tomorrow they arrest, Arvind Kejriwal. I would not be surprised if they go after other very senior leaders. They've done this with Hemant Soren. It's appalling.
No, but will you get any public sympathy? Mr. Sohs, my question is, will you get any public sympathy by claiming you are being targeted?
No, look, Razi, yes, I will get to that. Of course, by the way, we have launched a public outreach program, have we not?
Okay, we are having a problem with your audio, sir. It's not deliberate. We are having a problem with your audio. We are going to try and fix that. We are going to try and fix your audio in a moment and get back straight to you. But Satyendra Singh, former Deputy Director, Enforcement Directorate, the general feeling is ED is working only in opposition-ruled states or against opposition-ruled leaders. Wherever the government is in power, the ED doesn't operate. This is now a widespread perception. You cannot deny it. And there's hard evidence to that effect.
राजदीप जी, ये जो परसेप्शन बनाया जा रहा है, ये उन लोगों ने बनाया है जो लोग ईडी के स्कैनर में हैं, जिन्होंने कोई अपराध किया या किसी घोटाले में शामिल है या उनके खिलाफ जांच चल रही है। आप ये देखिए कि ये जो चल रहा है, मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि सब ये कह रहे हैं कि मेरी कमीज उसकी कमीज से ज्यादा सफेद है। तो ये गलत ट्रेंड है। देखिए, एजेंसी जो भी काम कर रही है, जो कानून ने उनको अधिकार दिए उसमें कर रही है। यह आरोप लगाना कि सरकार के इशारे पे हो रहा है, सरासर गलत।
नहीं सर, हार्ड एविडेंस ये है कि 2014 और 23 के बीच में 121 पॉलिटिशियंस केम अंडर ईडी स्कैनर, 115 और 95% ऑफ देम आर फ्रॉम द ऑपोजिशन। आप मुझे कह रहे हैं इतने बड़े देश में, जहां मध्य प्रदेश है, हरियाणा है, उत्तराखंड है, गोवा है, बीजेपी रूल स्टेट्स में कुछ नहीं हो रहा। मोमेंट आई स्विच ओवर इन महाराष्ट्र फ्रॉम टू द बीजेपी रैंक्स, ऑल द केसेस अगेंस्ट मी आर क्लोज। ईडी इज बीइंग यूज्ड एज अ पॉन। ये हार्ड एविडेंस है। 121 पॉलिटिशियन में से 115 केवल विपक्ष के हैं। क्या सरकार के कोई पॉलिटिशियन चोरी नहीं कर रहे, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग नहीं कर रहे? सरकार के पास इतने पैसे हैं चुनाव लड़ने के लिए, कहां से आए पैसे?
राजदीप जी, मैं पॉलिटिक्स की बात नहीं करूंगा, कहां से पैसे आते हैं चुनाव में, इस पे भी कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करूंगा। लेकिन यह कहना कि सिर्फ अपोजिशन के लोग ज्यादा हैं, ठीक है, तो जिनके खिलाफ मुकदमा होगा, जिनकी जांच होगी, जिन्होंने कोई अपराध में लिप्त है, जांच तो उन्हीं की होगी। यह कहना कि अब जहां बीजेपी की गवर्नमेंट है वहां जांच नहीं हो रही, तो ये कोई मुझे लॉजिक नहीं लगता। देखिए, जब पहले भी आप याद करें, जगन रेड्डी को जब गिरफ्तार किया गया था, वो चुनाव प्रचार के अंदर थे। आज ये कहा जा रहा है कि चुनाव प्रचार से रोकने के लिए किया गया। पहले क्या जय ललिता, आपके ओम प्रकाश चौटाला, अच्छा बीजेपी की जहां तक बात करें, रेड्डी ब्रदर्स ऑफ बेल्लारी।
नहीं, मैं 2000 सर सत्येंद्र सिंह जी, मैं 2014 सर, मैं पिछले 10 सालों की बात कर रहा हूं। पिछले 10 सालों में 95% पॉलिटिशियन जिन पर ईडी की कार्रवाई हुई है वो विपक्ष के हैं, और आप मुझे कह रहे हैं कि इसमें कोई ईडी का गैर इस्तेमाल नहीं है। आप मुझे कह रहे हैं जितने भी सरकारी व्यक्ति है वो दूध से धुले हुए हैं, या वाकई आपको लगता है ये?
देखिए, एक क्या कहा गया है हमारे यहाँ, जो पकड़ा गया वह चोर है, जो नहीं पकड़ा गया वह साहूकार है। ये सबसे सिंपल बात है जो एक आम गांव का आदमी भी समझता है।
जो पकड़ा गया वो चोर, यानी जो पकड़ा गया वो चोर, और जो सरकार में है वो बच जाए।
नहीं, देखिए, अदालत में भी जब मुकदमा चलता है, जो बरी हो जाता है वो चोर नहीं कहलाता, वो बरी हो बाइज्जत बरी होता है, और जिसको सजा होती है वही अपराधी व कन्विक्ट कहलाता है।
सर, लेकिन पीएमएलए सर, लेकिन प्रिवेंशन ऑफ मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग एक्ट इतना अब सख्त हो गया है कि यू कैन नॉट इवन गेट बेल फॉर 1 ईयर 18 मंथ, बहुत मुश्किल है। तो एक तरह से शिकंजा कस गया है।
जी, देखिए, आप मधुकोड़ा से शुरू हुई है। मधुकोड़ा की बेल कितने टाइम बाद हुई थी? करीब 2.5 साल बाद। जगन रेड्डी कब बाहर आते हैं? शायद 17 या 18 महीने में। तो कोई ये नई बात नहीं है। और जहां तक ये है कि पीएमएलए की प्रोविजन हार्स है, तो इस देश की जो हाईएस्ट कोर्ट है उसने माना है कि ये ठीक है, क्योंकि स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट दिया जाता है। ये देश को खोखला करने वाले अपराध हैं, ये साधारण अपराध नहीं है.
You make a good point, and therefore, Jasmin Shah, that last point which is made at the end of the day, if the ED is finding in many of these instances prima facie cases which the Supreme Court is not willing, the Supreme Court of the country has not intervened. I recall that the opposition parties went a year ago and complained about the ED, saying ED is engaging in selective persecution. The Supreme Court said, we are not going to entertain this, come with specific cases, then we will look at it. You can't have a general fishing expedition and saying the ED is prosecuting us illegally. At the end of the day, Jasmin, I ask you again, do you, your leadership, have faith in the rule of law? Otherwise, be honest with us and say that you believe even the Supreme Court of this country is fixed. Why don't you say that?
Rajdeep, we do not believe that, and that is the reason we do not say that. We have full faith, and if we did not have faith, why would we be fighting so many cases? Today, take the instance that we went to the Supreme Court, clearly calling out that this vote chore BJP under the CCTV camera for the first time in Indian history was caught manipulating votes, not in some general election or some big election of a chief minister, a mayoral election of a small city which is 10 by 10 square kilometers. So if a BJP can fall down to this level, that for a mayoral election in Chandigarh, they'll make their person manipulate votes, think about what they are doing. And we have knocked the doors of the Supreme Court. In so many cases, in MCD, after the entire country knows that MCD elections were won by Aam Aadmi Party. But they are not letting the main decision-making body of MCD be formed, the standing committee by rules. We have gone to the Supreme Court, the judgment is reserved.
Okay,
so
but
we have full faith. Yes, the process is the punishment here, Rajdeep, you know, and the process is such that for the 2 years when this gentleman is saying कि नहीं finally जब आपको बाइज्जत बरी किया जाएगा, सर बाइज्जत बरी होने से पहले 3 साल आपको जेल में रखेंगे, तो उसका खामियाजा what happens to the liberty, what happens to the opposition?
Satyendra ji,
पूरे opposition को एक PMLA केस बनाओ, 3 साल तक जेल में डालो, and you will see it as fine. That's the way you want to run the country.
Rajdeep,
No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute, Shehzad. You have to also be patient.
Rajdeep, let me come in,
No,
please.
1 minute. Let Mr.
But
Satyendra
don't
Singh
be
ji
so
respond.
unfair, Rajdeep. It's blatant.
Sir, nothing
It's
is
been
blatant.
blatant
Satyendra ji, please respond.
जी,
वो कह रहे हैं
Your
process
bias
is the
towards me is
punishment.
blatant.
या ये जो प्रोसेस है जिसको चैलेंज कर रहे हैं उसी को सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपेल्ड किया था, सारी पिटीशंस थी. तो क्या हमें व्यवस्था पे विश्वास नहीं है? क्या सब लोगों की बेल 3 साल में होती है?
आप कह रहे हैं व्यवस्था पर विश्वास रखिए, बट शहजाद पूनावाला का हार्ड.
एक मिनट
जी.
अमेरिका में जो ट्रंप है,
Rajdeep, please let me come in now. This is extremely unfair.
Let him finish. हाँ, बोलिए सत्येंद्र.
हमें, मेरी रिक्वेस्ट सबसे है, या मेरा मानना ये है कि हमें अपनी देश की संस्थाओं पे विश्वास रखना चाहिए, उनको बदनाम नहीं करना चाहिए. अमेरिका के अंदर ट्रंप को बुलाया जाता है, गिरफ्तार होते हैं, क्या वो पॉपुलर लीडर नहीं है? वो इस टाइम इलेक्शन प्रोसेस में है, वहां इलेक्शन होने जा रहा है. उन्होंने कहीं बीड़ी इकट्ठी नहीं, कहीं ये क्लेम नहीं किया.
सर, लेकिन अमेरिका और इंडिया में ये फर्क है. There is faith. Just a minute, Shehzad. There is a faith in the institutions. In India, there's a question mark over institutions at the moment. Shehzad Poonawalla, respond to that. No, hard numbers I've given you, Shehzad. Satyendra ji had his own point on that. 120. No, 1 minute, Mr. Poonawalla. 121 politicians have been investigated by the ED since 2014. 115 of them are from the opposition. And you're telling me the system is fair? Are you seriously telling me that 95% of the money launderers are in the opposition, Mr. Poonawalla?
Rajdeep,
now let him respond. Please go ahead, Mr. Poonawalla.
you have asked me a 40-second question. Give me 40. I hope you will not interrupt me before 45 seconds. Can I get that assurance from you?
Go ahead.
Rajdeep, first of all, it is a goalpost you are changing again. Many of these leaders are not under ED and PMLA cases. Manish Sisodia is also in jail and not been given bail on the CBI case. There is no PMLA in that. Point number 1. Point number 2. I am glad you asked Jasmin the question about Lalu being corrupt, and he answered it forthrightly. But Jasmin, you started off as zero tolerance for corruption then. Somebody who's convicted corrupt, how come you are sitting with them today? That is the question, not just Lalu, Pawan Modi also. If this is your fight for the system, if this is your fight to make politics clean, how can you fight it and call us corrupt morally when you're standing with somebody who's convicted as corrupt? Thirdly, Rajdeep, I want to only ask my friend Jasmin now that he said we are taking action against opposition leaders. Okay, Please see.
कर दो एसीबी अगर तुमसे जांच नहीं होती तो जांच करानी है सोनिया गांधी को गिरफ्तार करो 2 दिन उसका इंटेरोगेशन करो.
Now Rajdeep, please ask Mr. Jasmin Shah that was Arvind Kejriwal lying about Sonia then or has he changed his stance today? And because Salman is back and I think he should have time to speak, I want to give my time to Salman just with one question that 2 days ago when 2 months ago when Khaira was arrested, Congress said that this was misuse of agencies by Aam Aadmi Party. Does Salman stand with that? If they do, then how come today they are standing with Aam Aadmi Party and making this claim? And by the way, Sidhu has said 40,000 crore corruption has been done by Bhagwant Mann in illegal sand mining case.
Okay, I will let Mr. Sohs.
Delhi Chief Minister
Mr. Poonawalla, your time is up, but I continue. You did not answer my question. Do you believe 121 politicians have been investigated by the ED since 2014, 95% with the opposition? Are you telling me seriously and the voters of this country that BJP politicians doodh mein dhule hue hain, all the money launderers are in the opposition? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Let me answer. I will answer. 20 seconds. I'll take 20 seconds to answer. Rajdeep, investigations into cases of corruption are not like 9 p.m. editorial lines that need monkey balancing. If somebody does corruption, before 2014, who was being convicted? Lalu. Who was being jailed? DMK leaders. Who was being pursued by the agencies? SP and BSP. And today also same politicians. So because it is like editorial line of some 9 p.m. show that we should, because we have arrested Hemant Soren, we have to arrest some BJP leader. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, that's an interesting response you given. Okay.
Chidambaram ko khada karwaiye.
Acha, okay. Salman Sohs, you want to respond? That just because Hemant Soren is arrested, that doesn't mean a BJP leader has to be. There's no equivalence in the ED's arrest. I'm throwing a number. Shehzad Poonawalla is repudiating it.
Well, Rajdeep, I'm sorry I got cut off. But first of all, the BJP led by Prime Minister Modi, I think they have no moral standing whatsoever. Shehzad keeps talking about the opposition. Do you stand for this? Do you call this person corrupt? How can you stand with convicted people? The Prime Minister, when he was Chief Minister, was serving with a convicted person in his cabinet. Maybe Shehzad doesn't remember anymore because his memory has kind of evaded him since he joined the BJP. So the BJP's double standards, we know about them. That's politics. But talking about the Enforcement Directorate, one data point that you should be sharing with your viewers is that we talk about this 95% of the people who the ED is targeting among politicians are from the opposition. Mm-hmm. But the other thing the people of the country should know is that the conviction rate of the ED is about 0.42%. They've taken 25 cases to trial. 24 convictions have been achieved. But that's just out of 5,900 cases or so. That's from the ED's data. And what is happening during elections? We all know what's happening during elections, whether it was Chhattisgarh, whether it was Telangana, Rajasthan. Every time there's an election, the ED starts going raid after raid after raid. By the way, of course, we see that Hemant Soren has been, he's been arrested. I would not be surprised if Arvind Kejriwal is arrested. I would not be surprised if other chief ministers will be arrested because this government has a track record. They put the entire leadership of Jammu and Kashmir behind, behind
you
bars
made that point.
or house arrested them. So wait. Now, let me finish. And I can give you the ABCD. Like the other day, I was on a TV show. Somebody started talking about the ABCD of the Congress, the opposition leaders and how they are, how the ED is targeting them. I can also do that. I can go with Ajit Pawar and B for B.S. Yediyurappa and C for Chhagan Bhujbal and D for Digambar Kamath. I can have an A to Z of this. But let me share something else with you. What about these photos? This is the Prime Minister with his friend from Assam who had an ED case or has an ED case. Here, the Prime Minister is hugging another ED case. I won't name him. He's another Chief Minister. Here, the Prime Minister is bowing down before an ED case. Here, the Prime Minister is his hand on the shoulder of another ED case who's now allied to the BJP. We don't need any lectures. The
Okay.
people of the country can see.
I
the people of the country can see.
I've
that
heard.
there
You see,
that
this is the problem at the moment. The
institutions,
ED.
taxpayer funded. By the way,
No,
taxpayer funded. Just let me finish.
I'm giving you
Taxpayer
10 seconds
funded
more.
Institutions are being used to victimize the opposition. And let me say this on national television as the spokesperson of the Indian National Congress, that when this regime falls, and it will fall, all those who are right now subverting the constitution, be they politicians of the ruling party and their allies or bureaucrats, anybody will be held accountable. I'm saying this.
Okay, you're saying they will be held accountable for the alleged misuse. They've said that the CBI was a caged parrot when you were in power. Each of you, in a way, stands questioned about whether you've ensured institutional integrity. We'll wait and see who the ED tackles next. Shehzad Poonawalla, I'm afraid we've run completely out of time. This has nothing to do with any bias against you. I want a nice smile from you as we end the show today. And I appreciate that you've got India Today in the background wherever you're sitting. So thank you very much.